Hare Krishna. Okay, we can start now, Prabhuji. Okay. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Welcome everyone to ISKCON of Silicon Valley Saturday morning Krishna Katha. Myself Kamesvari Devi Dasi. Somehow given this service. So today I will be it will be interactive session, so we will be discussing prayers of the heart. Mainly the topic is about praying, which is part of our bhakti tradition. And all over the world, many different faith also follow some form of prayer or the other. And it is a very wonderful way of expressing ourselves to the Lord and to connect with Him. This morning we had a japa session and we were calling out to Krishna through Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. This Maha Mantra is all-inclusive prayer. So I remember during pandemic, there used to be a lot of online, everything was online classes, and there will be more Krishna Katha online as we were praying for so many devotees all over the world and our near and dear ones. And it was intense, what to pray for: protection, life, health. And our acharyas tell that actually Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is all-inclusive prayer. If we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, actually that's the best prayer we can make it to the Lord. And actually prayer is an acknowledgement of our own situation. The Lord, my dear Lord, this is what is there right now in my heart. This is what is happening. And kindly see to it. I don't know what is the solution. Maybe you know. Or we sometimes pray for ourselves like that. Sometimes we pray for others, you know. And how many times do we pray for others? If somebody comes and asks, then, you know, probably we make a prayer. Prabhu, please pray for me. So we say, yes, I will pray. And, you know, do we really pray? And then at some point I made a point that I prayed then and there, you know, so that we don't miss it later. We say, oh, I will pray. But yes, we pray for us, we pray for ourselves, we pray for others. And then there are so many prayers in the scriptures. Srimad Bhagavatam is full of prayers by the exalted devotees. Bhagavad Gita has prayers of Arjuna to Lord Krishna when he sees the universal form of the Lord. And prayers of great devotees like Queen Kunti, Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj. Then we have demigod prayers, Uddhava's prayers, Lord Brahma's prayers before creation. And then we have prayers not just by devotees, but the devotee in the form of in the animal bodies, right? We have Gajendra's prayers, Nagapatni's prayers, prayers by Hanuman, and it's there in the Bhagavatam. And, you know, everybody can pray. Lord empowers within the heart how we can connect with sincerity any situation of life. And atheists also pray. They end up praying sometimes. And there is a, recently I read somewhere, two friends, they meet, the childhood friends, they meet after a long time. And they say, how are you doing? They ask each other. The one person actually was very spiritual from his childhood, and he believed in God. The other was atheist. And they both meet, and then they hug and they say, how are you doing? How is life? How is life treating you? What do you do now? And the spiritual person, he says that, oh, I'm a priest now. And the atheist person, he says, oh, you still believe in God, huh? And the priest, the one who became priest, he says, yes, I do. And I'm a priest now. I worship God and I pray to Him every day. The other person who's atheist, he says that, it's not that I haven't given a chance to your God, I had prayed to Him. I'll share something, recently I was, before that he says that I joined army and, I serve as a soldier. And he's saying that, yeah, now they're talking about the God. He said, I have given a chance to the God. I have given chance to your God. It's not that I haven't given Him a chance, but I don't think He, is there. He said, let me share what happened recently. He said, I wandered away from my camp and there was a blizzard. Like it's a heavy snowstorm. And I got lost and the storm became stronger and stronger. And I couldn't get back the way to get back to the camp. And the temperatures was negative. It was getting really tough. And I really saw that it came to my life. I thought that probably I won't survive. And I thought I will give it a try. I'll pray. And I started intensely praying to the Lord. And if you're there, please help me. If you're there, please help me. You can see my situation. Can't you see it? And he was praying very intensely. Then the priest, he says, wow, that's so nice. And you survived. You're here to tell the story. The Lord helped you. And then the atheist says, he rolls his eyes and he says, nah, not like that. That's not what happened. He said, the two Eskimos they were wandering about, they came by and they helped me out. They showed me the way back to the camp. And then that's how I was saved. Lord didn't show up. So they end up praying. So atheists also pray, but they don't acknowledge the reciprocation of the Lord. And the people who are spiritual, practicing bhakti, they trust in the Lord. Actually, they see everywhere the hand of the Lord. There is a very nice pastime of a very famous person. He is a musician, Bismillah Khan. He is from the Muslim faith. But he's very spiritual. He is a Shehnai player. Shehnai is it's an instrument you play through the mouth. And he has awarded the highest civilian award in India. So he's very famous. He made many performances all over the world. And he would play different functions, including temples also, in spite of his faith. He liked Krishna. He appreciated and respected Krishna also. One time he was traveling for Kumbh Mela from within India, from Jamshedpur to Varanasi. And he was meditating on his performance, what he's going to play at the Kumbh Mela. And then he's a simple person, even though he's so famous. He was just traveling in a third-class train. And while he is thinking this way he's thinking, one little boy, he entered the train. He was wearing like a small dhoti, like Indian style, and then he had curly hair, dark complexion, big eyes, and he had a flute in his hand. And he sat on the, in the train on the seat, and he started playing the flute. And the raga, it was unknown raga to Bismillah Khan, the musician. Being a musician for so many years, he knew all the ragas that existed. But this raga was completely new that he was listening to. And he was mesmerized by this flute raga that the little boy was playing. And he was hearing very in appreciative mood. And after playing for some time, the boy stopped. And then Bismillah Khan requested the boy. He gave him a coin and he said, can you play it again? I give you a coin. Then he started playing again. And he was playing again, and he was closing his eyes and he's appreciating. And he was thinking, this must be Krishna. I mean, he's not a devotee of Krishna as such, but he appreciated Krishna because he's played in temples and he appreciates all other religions. And he, this must be Krishna, is thinking like that. And he requested the boy multiple times to play the tune till he got the tune, he imbibed it. And then suddenly the one of the station came, the boy got down and he disappeared in the crowd. And then Bismillah Khan was like, oh, I wish he stayed a little longer. He's played the ragas perfectly, like nobody ever did. I never heard this. When he reached Varanasi, the performance time came, and then he actually played the new raga that he learned from the little boy. And everybody, the musicians that were there, they asked, where did you learn this? This is something new. Like those who are aware of the ragas, they know that this is something, we haven't heard this before. I mean, where did you get this from? You created this raga now? Like that there. So then Bismillah Khan is actually narrated the story, what happened when he was coming to the for this event. And he said, that must be Krishna. That must be Krishna who taught me this. And then he gave the name to this raga as Kanharira Rag. Kanharira Rag. Like, it's like, Krishna's name in there. And for those who have faith in the Lord, actually, they see Him everywhere. They see His hand everywhere. And for those who, even the Lord reciprocated with them, they actually don't acknowledge, like the one atheist we were talking about. So that is the, faith and the heart of a devotee, actually, who puts his faith, his Shraddha on the Lord. And today we will be discussing prayers from different devotees. Srila Prabhupada prayed on Jaladuta. There's Prahlad Maharaj prayers. There is Akrura's prayers. We can see these pictures. And then there is this Sudama Malakar, the garland maker. Then so many different prayers are there. We'll go through some of the points. And all these things it is simple notes that I had made over the period. I just put them together. So we'll go through it slowly. And before that, I would request Prabhuji if we can do the Jai Radha Madhava. And after that, we'll do the Pranam Mantras. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari 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 Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Girivaradhari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Guruji, we can do pranam mantras. Thank you so much, Guruji, for the mridanga and kartal. So we pray to all the acharyas for their seeking their blessings and permission, and invoking their blessings. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So there is a very beautiful verse. This is Srimad Bhagavatam 7:5-23-24. If Prabhu can put, because the slides are very small. So I'm just going to request Prabhu to. So this is a prayer by Prahlad Maharaj. Very well known to all of us. Shri Prahlad Uvacha Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam Iti Punsarpita Vishnu Bhaktasthena Nava Lakshana Kriyeta Bhagavati Yadha Tanmayeditam Uttamam. Can go to translation. Prahlad Maharaj said, hearing and chanting about the transcendental holy name, form, qualities, paraphernalia and pastimes of Lord Vishnu, remembering them, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering the Lord respectful worship with 16 types of paraphernalia, offering prayers to the Lord, becoming his servant, considering the Lord, one's best friend and surrendering everything unto him, in other words, serving him with the body, mind, and words, these 9 processes are accepted as pure devotional service. One who has dedicated his life to the service of Krishna through these 9 methods should be understood to be the most learned person, for he has acquired complete knowledge. And we will not read the purport, but Prabhupada has explained all the 9 processes in detail in the purport. So these 9 processes of bhakti, one of them is vandanam, that is offering prayers. And that is what we will be discussing today. So if anyone who follows one of the 9 processes to his heart, he can attain perfection. Anybody who follows all 9 processes, he also attains perfection, certainly. So Srila Prabhupada has given us all this method, and all we have to do is just follow. Now, all these 9 processes, there are examples given of the devotees who have perfected each of them. And there is a verse I'm going to recite. This is Sri Vishnu Shravane. We always recite this. I'll just recite it because all of us mostly know. Shri Vishnu Shravane Parikshita Bhavat Vaiyasaki Kirtane Prahlada Smarane Tadangri Bhajane Lakshmi Pruthu Pujane Akrurastva Bhivandane Kapipatir Dasyetha Sakhedna Sarvatma Nivedane Balirabhut Krishna Ptiresham Param. And the meaning is, Parikshit Maharaj attained salvation simply by hearing. Shukadev Goswami attained salvation simply by chanting. Prahlad Maharaj attained salvation by remembering the Lord. The goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi, attained perfection by worshipping the Lord's lotus feet. Prithu Maharaj attained salvation by worshipping the deity of the Lord. Akrura attained salvation by offering prayers. Hanuman by rendering service. Arjuna by establishing friendship with the Lord. And Bali Maharaj by offering everything to the service of the Lord. Now, here in this verse, Vandanam refers to offering prayers. And it also refers to offering obeisances. In this particular verse, it has been translated as offering prayers. Now, it is said that offering prayers, the best example of the devotee is Akrura. We just read it now. So, devotee Akrura, he actually offered prayers from his heart to the Lord, and it is recorded in the Bhagavatam 10th canto, 40th chapter. There are 30 verses by Akrura, very beautiful verses. And when Krishna and Balaram were taken to Mathura, that was arranged by Kamsa, he sent Akrura to bring Krishna and Balaram to Mathura. Kamsa's intention was to kill them. And they both sat in the chariot and traveled to Mathura. On the way, they actually took a break near the river to do the, timely prayers and take a break. So, Akrura, when he entered the waters of Yamuna, inside the water, he saw the vision of the Supreme Lord lying on Anantashesha, the king of the serpents. And all the demigods are assembled and they are praying. They are praying to the Supreme Lord. And this sight was very bewildering to Akrura. He immediately came out and he thought that the Krishna and Balaram are sitting in the chariot. How come they, came in the waters? Because he's seeing underwater Krishna and Balaram both. He came out and he looked at the chariot and he saw they both are sitting there. Then again he went inside the waters. He's still seeing this beautiful vision of the Lord, and along with Balaram and everybody praying to them with awe and reverence. Now, he is, there is beautiful description over there, but he is trying to, he's trying to understand what is happening. The Supreme Lord is omnipotent. He's present everywhere. He's all powerful. That's why all the other energies of the demigod, they are actually praying to him. And after seeing this scene, when this beautiful vision, the Lord, just like, he wrapped up his show under the water and he disappeared. And then Akrura was like, oh, the Lord is not seen anymore. He immediately came out and he went to the chariot and he looked at both the lords with so much amazement. And you can imagine what would be Akrura's expression when he's looking at Krishna and Balaram, but after just he had some vision of them under the waters. And then Krishna smiled and he said, Akrura, what is it that you have seen on the earth or in the sky or in the waters? Looks like something interesting you have seen. It shows from your face. And Krishna is smiling. I mean, Krishna knows everything, but how he's joking with Akrura, like, what did you see, And then Akrura says, my dear Lord, after actually anything that has to be existent into the water or in the sky or on the earth, anything that ever existed, everything is actually exist in you, within you. It's part of you. And after seeing you, is there anything remaining for me to be seen on the earth, in the water, or in the sky? He's saying like this. And then the Lord smiles. And Akrura, actually, he attained so much love for Krishna, and by this vision, and then offering these wonderful prayers when he saw the lordships under the waters. So that is the example of Akrura who offered the prayers. Now there is a beautiful section. Prabhuji, if you can pull Nectar of Devotion and chapter 9. And reciting notable prayers. Thank you. So, if anybody would like to read, if we can get a mic for the devotees. Thank you, Prabhuji. This section, Srila Rupa Goswami, he mentions all the items we consider for worshipping the Lord, and one of them is reciting the notable prayers. Anybody like to volunteer? Yes. Thank you, Mataji. It's not on yet. Please turn it on.
Hello. Is it fine? Okay. According to great learned scholars, the whole Bhagavad Gita contains many authorized prayers, especially in the 11th chapter, where Arjuna prays to the universal form of the Lord. Similarly, in the Gautamya Tantra, all the verses are called prayers. Again, in Srimad Bhagavatam, there are hundreds of prayers to the Lord. So, a devotee should select one of these prayers for his recitation. In the Skanda Purana, the glories of these prayers are stated as follows. Devotees whose tongues are decorated always with prayers to Lord Krishna are always given respect even by the great saintly persons and sages, and such devotees are actually worshipable by the demigods. Those who are less intelligent want to worship different demigods for some material gain rather than worship Krishna. But here it is stated that a devotee who is always engaged in offering prayers to the Lord is worshipable even by the demigods themselves. The pure devotees have nothing to ask from any demigod. Rather, the demigods are anxious to offer prayers to the pure devotees.
Go ahead.
In the Narsimha Purana, it is stated, Any person who comes before the deity of Lord Krishna and begins to chant different prayers is immediately relieved from all the reactions of sinful activities and becomes eligible without any doubt to enter into the Vaikuntha Loka.
Thank you. So, if you see carefully here, Srila Rupa Goswami has, recommended that a devotee should select, a set of prayers of his, one of the from the Puranas, like we always doing here, like Vaisheshika Prabhu is encouraging, and we have done Queen Kunti's prayers, Prahlad Maharaj prayers, and so many different various prayers. So this is a recommendation of Shastras that we should be always engaged in offering prayers to the Supreme Lord, and we should select a set of prayers, and we should actually always chant them. And it is also mentioned that as soon as we come in front of the deities, we should start chanting prayers. We can have some certain shloka, and we can chant prayers for each deity, or anything that comes to that is close to our heart as a prayer. Now the next points, there are some prayers which struck to me. They are from all over the Bhagavatam, and the nature of the prayer can be, we think, like selfless prayer, prayer for taking shelter, prayer for seeking protection, prayer for there is for others, like for others' welfare, and like that. So certain points I have selected, and the glorification of the prayers is not limited to these points. If we study all the prayers, there are so many valuable gems that we can see in these prayers. So the first point I just thought here was the selfless prayer. And if we can pull Bhagavatam 10:41-51, there is a very beautiful shloka by Sudama garland maker in 10th canto of Bhagavatam. So this is this is actually a very beautiful example of selfless prayer. Sopi vavrechalam bhaktim tasminneva khilatmani tadbhakteshu sauhardam bhuteshu cha dayam param. Sudama chose unshakable devotion for Krishna, the Supreme Soul of all existence, friendship with his devotees, and transcendental compassion for all living beings. Now Sudama, he is a garland maker. When Lord Krishna and Balaram, they enter Mathura, many personalities come forward and offer gifts to Krishna and Balaram. One of them was a garland maker, Sudama. He welcomes to both the lordships. He washes their feet. He offers all the paraphernalia for worshipping them, and he gives them, offers incense, betel nut, Ganges water, and then he looks at them, and then he offers garlands to them. His service is making the garlands, and after he offers the garlands to them, the Lord is so pleased with his attitude and with his service. Lord asks him, what benediction do you want? And this is the prayer actually he does. He actually, what is his mood? He asked for unshakable devotion for the Supreme Lord. And he asked for friendship with his devotees and transcendental compassion for all living beings. So, our acharyas say that whatever we ask from Krishna actually should fit within these three categories. We should have unshakable devotion for Krishna, friendship with devotees, and transcendental compassion for all living beings. So basically devotees don't ask for any material things. And it is like going and asking for material things to Krishna is like, they say if you go to a doctor and you say, oh I have a plumbing problem in the house. it is a wrong place. In the sense, Krishna can fulfill everything actually, sarvakamo, akamo sarvakamo. He can fulfill material desire or spiritual desire, but it is best, actually we don't ask for material desire. There's even more valuable than that. To ask for Krishna is his devotion and friendship with his devotees and compassion for all the living entities. So selfless devotion, devotional prayers, the examples are Prahlad Maharaj. We have Prahlad Maharaj actually prays that I'm not worried just for myself. I am also worried for those who are actually entangled in this world and suffering life after life. My Lord, please also uplift them. That is his prayer by Prahlad Maharaj. And so that is a beautiful example of selfless prayer. Then also Prahlad Maharaj, in one of the Puranas, the Purana name actually it is mentioned that Hayashirsha Purana, where there is a mention that when Nrsingadev appears and Prahlad Maharaj is asked for a boon, Nrsingadev says, ask for any boon. And Prahlad Maharaj said, I don't want any boon. I'm not a vanik, means like a merchant who I want something in exchange. So he said, I don't want anything. I just don't want any desires or any material things. And he actually gives an example of Hanuman in that Purana. It is mentioned that he bows down to Hanuman. He says, just like Hanuman, he never wanted anything. He did not want salvation or even merging with the Lord. Hanuman actually prays like this, my dear Lord, you can offer me salvation or merging with yourself, but I don't want it. I don't want anything that actually will take away my role as a servant to you and your role as my master. And so he eternally wants to be servitor of the Lord. That's his prayer. He doesn't want anything material. So Prahlad Maharaj is quoting Hanuman here. And he is saying that I don't want anything material. That's his selfless prayer. He actually prays for others and he prays for eternal service like that. And then we will move on to our next. There is an intention of prayer. So when we think about intention of prayers, we offer so many prayers. As soon as we come in front of the deity, if we are agitated, we immediately start contemplating, oh, this is bothering, this is painful, and I am disturbed, and I don't know what to do, and all those things, right? And the words, Krishna knows what is in our hearts. The words may not be like a, perfect expert Sanskrit scholar or something like that. But we are seeking like, my Lord, please, I need your shelter, I need your protection. And we can pray this way. We may not be able to compose, but there are so many beautiful compositions given by the exalted devotees. They are in perfect Sanskrit, beautiful meter, beautiful poetry, and beautiful songs. And sometimes while singing prayers, the pronunciation may not be correct, but the Lord doesn't look for your pronunciation while praying or anything like that, or how is your meter if you're singing in a beautiful voice and beautiful mridanga kartal with all the beats like that. No, actually Lord sees your bhava. So there is a beautiful shloka in Chaitanya Bhagavat. It says, Murkho vadati Vishnaya, Dhiro vadati Vishnave, Ubhayostu samam punyam bhavagrahi janardana. So basically it says that a fool who may not know actually how to pronounce, Vishnave namaha, like, he say Krishna, like Krishnaya namaha, he says Vishnaya namaha, he might make a mistake. And Dhira means who knows properly how to pronounce his name, he says he actually says Vishnave namaha. But the Lord, both of them have devotion to the Lord. Both of their intention is surrender to the Lord, and the Lord actually takes bhava, your intention, bhava grahi janardana. It is so nice. The Lord actually has made everything so simple for us, Like Prabhupada was saying, there is no tax for chanting. There is no investment for chanting. There is no loss in chanting. Nobody's going to come and check you. I mean, of course, sometimes Hare Krishna movement, we get checked and we get stopped, things like that. But when we can chant our sadhana, we can chant, we can go on chanting, And even if somebody comes and stops us, we can tell them the, glories of holy name. And like this, the Lord has made it very simple for us. So our intention matters in the prayer, There is a very beautiful story of a Brahmana who was in Sri Rangam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was traveling in South India, a Brahmana was holding a Bhagavad Gita in his hand and he was crying and he was trying to recite it. And he was crying, and the people around him were making fun of him that, look at him, he's illiterate, he cannot read, but he's reading Bhagavad Gita, as if he's understanding something, he's crying also. And then the Lord looked at him and he said, sir, what's the matter? What are you trying to read? And then he said, my spiritual master has ordered me to read Bhagavad Gita every day, and I'm trying to read it. I'm illiterate, but I know that Lord has instructed Arjuna. I'm trying to see these messages, and I'm trying. I have an order from spiritual master. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, but why are you crying? And then he says that when I remember the Lord, how he became a menial servant to Arjuna, his dear devotee, and he took all the orders of Arjuna. He said, Ubhayor senayo madhe ratham me sthapaya chuta. He says, take my chariot into the midst of the armies. And then he takes care of the horses. Like, when Krishna became a chariot driver, actually, he's not just he drove the chariot all throughout the day. Actually, Krishna would let Arjuna get on the chariot first. He would give his hand. Then after Krishna is seated on the chariot, then Krishna would get on the chariot to start driving. When Arjuna has to get down, Krishna first get down. He give a hand to Arjuna to get and help him get down. At the night, when the war is concluded for the day, the Lord parks the chariot. He takes out the horses. He takes care of the horses, feeds them, puts them to a proper place to rest. So Lord is doing all these things. He's properly become a chariot driver. And it is this, Brahmana is remembering this, how the Lord has, taken this service with so much heart. And remembering this, Lord's love for his devotee, actually I'm crying. And then Lord Chaitanya embraced the Brahmana. He said, you have understood Bhagavad Gita very well. You have understood the scriptures. Actually, what is the purpose of the scripture? Is to know the Lord, and to love him. How they say that, what is religion? Religion is to know the Lord and to be able to love him. So actually, this should be the mood of a devotee. So it doesn't matter if we are able to pronounce properly or not, but the intention of the prayer matters. Then subject of the prayer. Subject. So there are so many shlokas. There are so many books have been written. Lot of experts have composed lot of literature. But it really matters what's the subject of the prayer. It is, there is a very beautiful shloka, 110:20, if you can pull that, Prabhuji. So here the Lord is glorified as Uttama Shloka. 110:20. Anyonyama sisat sanjalpa uttama shloka chetasam Kauravendra purastrinam sarvashruti manoharaha. Anybody want to volunteer to read the small translation? Who has the mic?
Absorbed in the thought of the transcendental qualities of the Lord, who is sung in select poetry, the ladies on the roofs of all the houses of Hastinapura began to talk of him. This talk was more attractive than the hymns of the Vedas.
Can we read the purport also?
In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that in all the Vedic literatures, the goal is the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Factually, the glories of the Lord are depicted in such literature as the Vedas, Ramayana, and Mahabharata. And in the Bhagavatam, they are specifically mentioned in respect to the Supreme Lord. Therefore, while the ladies on top, while the ladies on the tops of the houses in the capital of the kings of the Kuru dynasty were talking about the Lord, their talk was more pleasing than the Vedic hymns. Anything sung in the praise of the Lord is Shruti Mantra. There are songs of Thakur Narottama Dasa, one of the Acharyas in the Gaudiya Sampradaya, composed in simple Bengali language. But Thakur Vishwanath Chakravarti, another very learned Acharya of the same Sampradaya, has approved the songs by Thakur Narottama Dasa to be as good as Vedic mantras. And this is so because of the subject matter. The language is immaterial, but the subject matter is important. The ladies, who were all absorbed in the thought and actions of the Lord, developed the consciousness of Vedic wisdom by the grace of the Lord. And therefore, although such ladies might not have been very learned scholars in Sanskrit or otherwise, still whatever they spoke was more attractive than the Vedic hymns. The Vedic hymns in the Upanishads are sometimes indirectly directed to the Supreme Lord, but the talks of the ladies were directly spoken of the Lord, and thus they were more pleasing to the heart. The ladies' talks appeared to be more valuable than the learned Brahmana's benedictions.
Thank you. So in this one, it is mentioned, actually, it is important what they are talking. So, they were talking directly about the Lord, the subject matter. And it is a simple talk by them, right? They are just, they don't come in the public, they're just standing on the, building, and then they are looking at the Lord and they're talking about His glories. And it is a simple language of the, village ladies. But what is the subject matter? They are actually glorifying the Lord. So, there is one very beautiful shloka that was composed by Sri Hari Suri Prabhu. Actually, he is one of our devotees in ISKCON who has, written literature and commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. And he mentions in one of the shlokas that just like in Indian, in Indian village life, generally, if a lady has a kumkum on her forehead, that's the biggest jewel she has. And then she probably doesn't care of any more jewels she has or not. That's her sentiment. Just like that, in my poetry, no matter what I write, Krishna's name is there, that's it. That makes it beautiful, So the subject matter, if it is about Krishna, then that serves the purpose. That's the mood of the devotee. That's very important, that yes, it is about Krishna. That's very purifying to us. So then we'll move to the next point. Then there are prayers of surrender. There is a shloka in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 6.254. If Prabhu, you can pull that. 6254. And it's a very beautiful shloka. I would request if you can follow. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shiksharthamika Purusha Purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shariradhari Kripam Budhiryastamaham Prapadye. Let me take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, who has descended in the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach us real knowledge, His devotional service and detachment from whatever does not foster Krishna consciousness. He has descended because He is an ocean of transcendental mercy. Let me surrender unto His lotus feet. This is a prayer of surrender. So, Lord Chaitanya, whenever the devotees meet the Supreme Lord, we see throughout the Bhagavatam, in all the pastimes, when the demigods meet Lord, first of all, they offer glorification to the Lord. Then they express gratitude. Like Queen Kunti, she is first glorifying the Lord in her prayers. And then she says, you have saved us from so many dangers. And she is expressing gratitude for that. She also expresses her disqualification, for receiving his mercy. And then she finally seeks his blessings. So the devotee's mood is when he is a prayer of surrender, they glorify the Lord. Like in this verse, Lord Chaitanya is being glorified. This is saying that Lord Krishna appeared, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shariradhari. He appeared in the form of Mahaprabhu to teach devotional service unto him, to teach us detachment, to teach us, detachment from all that is not related to Krishna, and to teach us the, real knowledge. We are glorifying here. Lord Chaitanya is glorified, and then that's why he's a transcendental ocean of mercy, and I take shelter at his lotus feet. This is a prayer of surrender. So we are just fast going through a lot of prayers, so please bear with me. And then there is a prayer to be an instrument. I think we all can relate with this. When we go on Sankirtan, we pray to the Lord, actually, please make us an instrument. And of all the services, I feel that, okay, at least when you start cooking, it's going to get done at some point, and there's some expectation. When we go on Sankirtan, we don't know what to expect, Sometimes people take books, many times they reject it, sometimes they take it, many times they take it. But we have to pray, my dear Lord, please make us an instrument. The Sankirtan is spreading fast. The Lord's holy name is being chanted everywhere. The books are flying. Everything is happening by Lord's will, right? But we pray for becoming an instrument in this process, in this yagya. That's our prayer. There is a very beautiful shloka in Prabhuji, if you can pull, CC Madhya Lila 8, chapter 8, 133. So when Prabhu pulls, we can talk about. So these devotees are praying that I'm just an instrument of your mercy, my dear Lord. So they see Krishna's hand in everything, and we are not doing it. Actually, the Lord is doing it. So please repeat. So the context for this is actually when Ramanand Roy and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they meet, and they have a discussion. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, please give me description of the object and worship, the process of worship of the Supreme Lord. And Ramanand Rai describes Varnashram Dharma, then he slowly describes devotional service, unalloyed devotional service, and things like that. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, no cheating. I want to hear the Krishna Tattva, describe Krishna Tattva. And then Ramanand Rai says like this, please repeat. Mora jiva vina yantra tumi vina dhari. Tomara mane ye uthe tahai uchari. My dear Lord, my tongue is just like a stringed instrument, and you are its player. Therefore, I simply vibrate whatever arises in your mind. Such a beautiful, prayer. I liked it very much. And how Ramanand Rai is saying that actually, who am I going to tell about Krishna Tattva to Krishna himself? And he's saying, you have the one who's empowering me. Like, I'm your instrument. My tongue is your string of your veena. So whatever comes in your mind, that's what I'm going to, say. So this is a prayer, like this is the mood, like he's like, I'm just an instrument. Then there is another prayer by Srila Prabhupada. We all know this. Markine Bhagavad Dharma. This is the whole prayer is about how Srila Prabhupada is praying that, why you have brought me here? You have some plan. You execute your plan through me. You make me an instrument. You make me dance as you like. How Prabhupada is praying. Ani acho jadi Prabhu, amare nachate, nachao nachao Prabhu, nachao se mate, kashtera puttali jatha nachao se mate. Kashtera puttali means I'm like a puppet in your hand, you know, and strings are in your, you are controlling the strings. So like that Prabhupada is praying. This is a very beautiful prayer that, oh Lord, I'm just like a puppet in your hand. So if you have brought me here to dance, then make me dance. Make me dance, oh Lord, make me dance as you like. And Prabhupada is also praying that how will all these people understand your message? If you want, you will make them understand, you know. So Lord is the doer and we are only an instrument, you know. So this is a very beautiful mood of a prayer, to make ourselves the instrument of the Lord. And anyway, Lord is doing everything. Everything will be get done. We participated or not, everything in Lord's service will be done. Goals will be met, you know, all the services will be done. And as we discussed, you know, Lord's will of spreading the Harinam all over the world will happen by his own power, but we can become an instrument. If we choose to become an instrument. That's a, you know, devotee's prayer, that actually we want to become an instrument. We want to become an instrument. And so yeah, this is very nice. And when we go on Sankirtan, actually sometimes the people, they reject, you know, so many times they reject. No, we don't want this. And I don't know what is this about. You know, I'll look up online or something. They give so many reasons. And then sometimes we pray to the Supreme Lord within their heart. So it is like, oh my dear Lord, you're sitting in their heart. Please make them... It's like how Prabhupada prayed. Please make them understand this is your own message. Please make them understand your message. Please make them favorable to receive these books, to receive their message. And sometimes we pray, my dear Lord, you know, like there is a beautiful prayer of Lord Chaitanya. Kathanchana smriti yasmin dushkaram sukaram bhavet vismriti viparitam syat Shri Chaitanyam namamitam. So it says that if we remember Lord Chaitanya, then all the difficult things become easy, and if we forget him, then easy things become difficult. I bow down to such Lord Chaitanya. That's a very beautiful prayer. So yeah, prayer is, a devotee's mood is always to pray. And one time, I think I shared this several times. One time we went to door-to-door book distribution, and we were kicked out from there. So we looked for another location. We went there, and somebody opened the door, and they had a video. There's video cameras, all the things, and you know, everywhere. They asked from they didn't open the door. Actually, they're talking to the video. So they never opened the door. The next door we went, they opened the door and they shut the door very loudly when we started explaining, and it was like such a tough situation. Second location, still going tough. And then we decided, okay, let's try third location. We went on to a third location. All the kids, all the parents, we went out there. And then when we landed there, before we started there, because we were really, you know, in difficulty, and we came together as a circle and we prayed to Lord Chaitanya. Kathanchana smrite yasmin dushkaram sukaram bhavet vismrite viparitam syat Shri Chaitanyam namamitam. My dear Lord, we are remembering you. Kindly make this remove our difficulty to distribute your literature. Please make us an instrument, my Lord. And we turned around and we started walking, and very nice couple, they were walking by. We stopped them, and they were so favorable. They took us to their home, and they offered nice water for all the kids and fruits. And they heard about Bhagavatam, they appreciated, and they received the Bhagavatam. They gave wonderful donation. And we were like, oh yeah, we have to remember Lord Chaitanya. He is the one who arranged for these people to come across and receive the books. Then we have prayer for remembrance. There are so many prayers. Actually, in the life of a devotee, the whole effort throughout the life it is so that we can remember the Lord at the time of death. Ante Narayana Smriti. And there are so many prayers for the Lord so that we can remember him at the time of death. So there is a very beautiful shloka in Mukunda Mala Stotra. Prabhuji, if you can pull Mukunda Mala Stotra 33. I think we have it. Or I don't know if it is there. Yeah. Or you can just repeat it. That's fine. Maybe not. So let me chant. It's a very beautiful shloka. This is a prayer by King Kulushekara. And Krishna Tvadiya Padapankaja Panjarantam. Krishna Tvadiya Padapankaja Panjarantam. Adyaiva me vishatu manasa rajahamsaha. Adyaiva me vishatu manasa rajahamsaha. Pranaprayana samaye kafavata pittaihi. Pranaprayana samaye kafavata pittaihi. Kantavarodhana vidhau smaranam kutaste. Kantavarodhana vidhau smaranam kutaste. This shloka translation is like this. O Lord Krishna, at this moment let the royal swan of my mind enter the tangled stem of the lotus of your feet. How it will be possible for me to remember you at the time of death, when my throat will be choked up with mucus, bile and air. So, King Kulshekar is praying that, my Lord, will I be able to remember you at the time of death? What will be my situation? What will be our health? Will the sound come out of my throat? There's so much conditions happening. We don't know what will be our status of our health. There's mucus, there is bile, there is, so much weakness. But right now I'm healthy. Let me die right now. And this royal swan of my heart, my mind, let it enter into the stem of your lotus feet, into the network of your lotus feet. That's his prayer. And this is one of the favorite verses of Srila Prabhupada. He always chanted this, quoted it many times. He always chanted when he sat in his room. He chanted when he was walking around. And such a beautiful, prayer. So devotees, there's so many modes of prayer, but this mode about, my Lord, please let me remember you. There is a very beautiful Abhanga by Sant Tukaram from Maharashtra. He says, Yachasati kela hota attahasa shevat sadisa god java. Means all this effort, whatever we are doing chanting throughout our life, is actually so that my last day is sweet by your remembrance. That is the prayer he is saying. Now, next one is, we are talking about the remembrance at the time of death. Then Bhishma Deva's prayers are very beautiful in this regard. Prabhuji, if you can pull Srimad Bhagavatam 1.9.24. So here, Bhishma Dev is lying on the bed of arrows, we all know. And then he has a option. He can choose when to die, because he has been given a boon by his father that he can choose the time when he can leave his body. And he is praying like this. Please repeat. Sadeva Devo Bhagavan Pratikshatam Kalevaram Yavadidam Hinomyaham Prasannaha Sarunalochano Mukham Bhujo Dhyana Patashchaturbujaha. May my Lord, who is four-handed and whose beautifully decorated lotus face with eyes as red as the rising sun is smiling, kindly await me at the moment when I quit this material body. That's his prayer by Bhishma Dev. So we know that Bhishma Dev sang beautiful prayers, series of prayers that we'll see in a moment. It is all about how we are remembering. It is said that at the time of death, the whole life passes in front of your eyes. That's what I have heard and I have read. And it's very important that we actually be doing devotional service and chanting Lord's name, hearing about Him, and praying to Him all throughout our life, so that at the time of death, this is what comes in our, consciousness, what we have done throughout our life. The devotee's heart is such that in parallel to Bhishma Deva's passing, there is a passing away of Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur was not allowed to enter the temple of Jagannath Puri. He was regarded as a low caste, and the rigid rules there, they didn't allow him. But Lord Chaitanya, every day he would take darshan of Jagannath, then he go and meet Haridas Thakur and have Krishna Katha with him. One time, Haridas Thakur became very sick, and Lord Chaitanya came to see him, and Haridas Thakur, he is saying, Lord Chaitanya is saying, what is the news? What is happening? Then Haridas Thakur says, everything is fine, but only thing is that my chanting is not going well. I'm not able to chant my 300,000 round holy names of the Lord. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, you have spread the glories of the holy name throughout your life. Now you have become old. You should take rest, reduce your rounds. And Haridas Thakur smiles. He says, my dear Lord, I'm thinking that very soon you will conclude your pastimes and you will disappear from our vision. Before that, I want to leave my body while I am still seeing you, remembering you in front of my eyes. And this is my heart's prayer. Please grant me this blessing. My dear Lord, please grant me this blessing. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there is a very beautiful shloka. I don't remember the text right now. It's a Bengali. It says, all my happiness comes from you, Haridas, all my happiness comes from you. How you can think to leave me like this, How you can think like this? And Haridas says, there are so many great devotees, my Lord. Who am I, Just grant me this blessing, just grant me. He is not flattered by what Lord is saying. He's very focused on what he is requesting of the Lord, that please grant me this blessing. Lord, actually, he falls silent and he is pained within his heart, but he has to leave for his known duties. And but he says, I'll come back the next day. The next day the Lord comes back. He does a tumultuous kirtan for Haridas Thakur. He comes back with all his associates and he does beautiful kirtan for Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur is listening the holy names. And then Lord chants the glories of Haridas Thakur. It is said that Lord is chanting glories of Haridas with 5 mouths, as if with 5 mouths. So many glories of Haridas Thakur is chanting. And Haridas Thakur is just, he just appreciating that the Lord is there. And then after that, Haridas Thakur requests the Lord, you please sit in front of me. And then he takes Lord's lotus feet and puts it on his heart. And he says, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. He is chanting like this. And he actually, his eyes like bumblebees, he is hovering like a lotus, like face of Lord Chaitanya. And he's looking at him, he's chanting, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. And actually, he leaves his body in that state. And Lord actually has granted his prayer, that what he prayed, that I want to live before you conclude your pastimes. And then the Lord actually, there's a long pastime. Lord picks up his body. There is a tumultuous kirtan. Devotees are so appreciative of the good fortune of Haridas Thakur. And then they say that, oh, this is just like Bhishma Dev. This is just like Bhishma Dev. That time they remember Bhishma Dev pastime. This is just like Bhishma Dev, that, Haridas Thakur left his body right when Lord is in front of his eyes chanting his holy names. And because Lord granted his his heart's desire, his prayer, of his remembrance, his vision at the time of death. And so now in coming back to Bhishma Dev prayers, Prabhuji, if you can go 1932, and we will sing Bhishma Dev prayers. We talked about so many prayers, at least we will sing the complete prayers of Bhishma Dev. And we'll first go to the translations. So first we will read all the translation. Yeah, it is set of verses is 32 to 42. 1932 to 42. First we will read translation, and then we will sing the shlokas in like a bhajan. We'll sing it like a bhajan. We have 10 minutes, right? Do we have? Okay. So Sishwari is here just making sure. Okay, so I think I will just read so that can be fast. Bhishma Dev said, "Let me now invest my thinking, feeling and willing, which were so long engaged in different subjects and occupational duties, in the all-powerful Lord Shri Krishna. He is always self-satisfied, but sometimes, being the leader of the devotees, he enjoys transcendental pleasure by descending to the material world, although from him only the material world is created. Shri Krishna is the intimate friend of Arjuna. He has appeared on this earth in his transcendental body, which resembles the bluish color of the tamala tree. His body attracts everyone in the three planetary systems, upper, middle and lower. May his glittering yellow dress and his lotus face covered with paintings of sandalwood pulp be the object of my attraction, and may I not desire fruitive results. On the battlefield, where Shri Krishna attended Arjuna out of friendship, the flowing hair of Lord Krishna turned ashen due to the dust raised by the hoofs of the horses, and because of his labor, beads of sweat wetted his face. All these decorations, intensified by the wounds dealt by my sharp arrows, were enjoyed by him. Let my mind thus go unto Shri Krishna." Please hear carefully. In obedience to the command of his friend, Lord Shri Krishna entered the arena of the battlefield of Kurukshetra between the soldiers of Arjuna and Duryodhana, and while there, he shortened the lifespans of the opposite party by his merciful glance. This was done simply by his looking at the enemy. Let my mind be fixed upon that Krishna. When Arjuna was seemingly polluted by ignorance, upon observing the soldiers and commanders before him on the battlefield, the Lord eradicated his ignorance by delivering transcendental knowledge. May his lotus feet always remain the object of my attraction. Fulfilling my vow and sacrificing his own promise, he got down from the chariot, took up his wheel and ran towards me hurriedly, just as a lion goes to kill an elephant. He even dropped his outer garment on the way. May he, Lord Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead who awards salvation, be my ultimate destination. On the battlefield, he charged me. As if angry because of the wounds dealt by my sharp arrows, his shield was scattered and his body was smeared with blood due to wounds. At the moment of the death, let my ultimate attraction to be Shri Krishna. To Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, I concentrate my mind upon the chariot driver of Arjuna, who stood with a whip in his right hand and a bridle rope on his left, who was very careful to give protection to Arjuna's chariot by all means. Those who saw him on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained their original forms after death. Let my mind be fixed upon Lord Shri Krishna, whose motions and smiles of love attracted the damsels of Brajadham, the gopis. The damsels imitated the characteristic movements of the Lord after his disappearance from the Rasa dance. At the Rajasuya Yajna sacrifice performed by Maharaj Yudhishthir, there was the greatest assembly of all the elect men of the world, the royal and learned orders. And in that great assembly, Lord Sri Krishna was worshipped by one and all as the most exalted personality of Godhead. This happened during my presence, and I remembered the incident in order to keep my mind upon the Lord. Now I can meditate with full concentration upon the one Lord, Sri Krishna, now present before me, because now I have transcended the misconceptions of duality in regard to his presence in everyone's heart. Even in the hearts of the mental speculators, he is in everyone's heart. The sun may be perceived differently, but the sun is one. And after saying this, Bhishma Dev, looking at the lotus like face of Lord Krishna standing there, he closes his eyes and then, he attains perfection. He leaves his body. Now, there is only very less time. So, there is two things we can do. Either sing prayers. It will take about maybe 5 to 7 minutes, or we can just take reflections and maybe sing it some other times. Very beautiful prayers, actually. Maybe we'll just sing the first one, Prabhuji. Yeah, and then we'll take some. I would like to, hear from. Yes. Shri Bhishma Uvacha. So this is a very nice meter, and it can be sung like a song. You can follow every 2 lines. Iti mati rupa kalpita vritrishna Bhagavati satvata pungave vibhumni Iti mati rupa kalpita vritrishna Bhagavati satvata pungave vibhumni Swasukhamupagate kvachid vihartum Prakritimupeyushiyad bhava pravaha Swasukhamupagate kvachid vihartum Prakritimupeyushiyad bhava pravaha. We'll not do the rest of the prayers. This is sung like this, all of the 10 prayers. It's very beautiful. And in this particular verse, the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur actually says that. He's saying that, my mind has to be attracted to the Lord. But the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying that, Bhishma Devi is saying, he's intending to say that I have a daughter who is unmarried and I want to get her married before I pass away. And who is the daughter? Actually, his mind. He said, I want to offer my mind and heart to you, my Lord, before I leave. That's his prayer. And so we will stop here. And we will do a very small exercise to close the eyes for, maybe 10 to 15 seconds. And think about what is your dearmost prayer, for you yourself in your life, and maybe you can share. So we can start now. Okay, so slowly everybody is opening the eyes. So please, if we can take a couple of volunteers, if you like to share your prayer, It could be a prayer that you like, or it could be a question or comments. So we have 4 minutes. It will be nice to hear. Shishika Prabhu says, sharing is caring.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
In the last, you went through actually a series of prayers which has its own theme. Thank you for giving those lists at least for me to get started there. But when you asked in the last for 10-15 seconds which one is your favorite prayer, that was a question I never thought to ask myself. Then I realized actually I don't have any favorite one, so maybe I need to get one first of all. But this whole class today was very wonderful, like the importance of prayers and it revealing the mode of devotees, and in a way when we were going through those translations and everything, few of that we could resonate with, the others maybe it will take some more time, but it was very nice, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, so usually when I come to the class, but because there is like another engagement, there is work or school and stuff, and so I prioritize my mala and I complete that because I have to leave on time. But your class is so mesmerizing that I was doing my mala and I couldn't concentrate after 2 rounds. I said, we'll figure out the mala later, but the class has to be attended. So thank you so much, Mataji.
Well, thank you for kind words. It is Krishna who, his name attracted you.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
So prayers is one of my favorite subject, and when I came here, I was very excited. So it was beautiful. I had tears in my eyes when I was listening to your lecture. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your kind words. And thank you for your presence, my dear friend. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for going into the multiple prayers. Actually, prayers are the heart of Bhagavatam. Of course, Bhagavatam itself is like, every verse is glorification of Lord Krishna. But for sadhakas, we can see how the prayers are repetitive. They come at regular intervals and offered by multiple great devotees. So one of my favorites is the Kunti Maharani prayers. And towards the end where she says that Tvayi me ananya vishya matir madhupate sakrit ratim udvahata datta gangai vaukam udanmati. So how the mind has to flow, just like Ganga flows into the ocean. The moment when the mind runs towards Krishna, so that is considered the perfection of life. So I was just recollecting that. And also I like the common theme between multiple prayers, where devotees aspiring for association of the devotees or friendship with the devotees, and then showing compassion towards the other souls. So that was expressed by multiple personalities like Parikshit Maharaj in Punascha Bhuyat Bhagavatanante. And it was expressed by Dhruva Maharaj also, Prudu Maharaj also, and even Sudama Vipra that you quoted today morning. Not Sudama Vipra, the Sudama florist. So it's a common prayer. And Uttarasura also says, so after aspiring to go back home, back to Godhead, towards the end he feels that maybe I'm not qualified. So let me aspire for the association of the devotees. So devotee feels humble, and then he may not want to go back home, back to Godhead, and then he may ask for the association of the devotees. So I was just appreciating those two themes.
Yeah.
Krishna.
Thank you so much. Very beautiful points. Yes, Tim Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for this wonderful class. I like the variety of prayers. It's nice to hear where all the different devotees' hearts are, depending on where they are in time and circumstance in their devotional service. I liked Sudama's, that was a new one for me, the garland maker. And then the 3 things that he asked for was, the first one was unshakable devotion, 2, second one, friendship with devotees, and then finally he asked for compassion for all beings. I feel like it's really applicable and easy to remember. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Any more reflections, questions? I think we are run out the time also. So thank you so much, dear devotees, for bearing with me. Thank you for your presence, and thank you for your association. I'm very grateful for this opportunity for this service. Please forgive and please forgive me for my mistakes and accept this as a small service. And very grateful for this opportunity. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Her Grace Kamesvari Mataji ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Thank you so much, Kamesvari. It's been such a joy hearing all the prayers like everybody was saying. And I also remembered that when I first joined the movement, King Kulushekar's prayer, this particular verse actually really... So, yeah, it was a nice overview and reminder and took me back into the time. And it's very special because prayers give expression to a devotee's feelings. When devotees experience the feelings of bhakti, it's hard to put into words sometimes, at least for me. And just by reading these prayers, we can express our feelings to the Lord when we can't do it ourselves from our own intelligence. At least for me, it's just such a meaningful way. Thank you so much for bringing that so nicely. So today's Kaishora presentation is actually the last part of the first section of the book. The book has two sections. The first section is where Dhruva is a small boy. And this is the last chapter to that section. Its title is Good Attracts Goodwill. And I will let Gauranga, who's going to talk about this chapter today, give an overview of what happened so far and what's happening now. Gauranga? Come, Gauranga.
Look, how do I move the slides?
The clicker.
Hare Krishna, my name is Gauranga and today I'll be presenting chapter 10, Good Attracts Goodwill, from the book called Devi by Gauranga Darshan Prabhu. So just to give a quick background, after being blessed by Lord Vishnu in the forest, Dhruva Maharaj returns back to his kingdom. So when he returns, the news was already sent to his parents and brother and all the residents of the palace. They were all very eager to see him. So they were already waiting for him to bless him at the city outskirts. They all bathed him with extreme love and affection, and Dhruva offered his respectful obeisances unto his parents. And surprisingly, Suruchi and Dhruva exchanged loving and affection affairs. Even though Suruchi inflicted so much pain upon him, he didn't have any hatred towards her, because he is fully transformed by Lord Vishnu. And at the same time, Suruchi didn't have any hatred towards him, and she was also fully transformed. So in return, she blesses him, saying, "My dear boy, may you live long." So one quality of a devotee is that he or she never has any bitter feelings towards anyone in the world. The power of bhakti revolutionized the hearts of both Dhruva and Suruchi. Earlier, King Uttanapada's family suffered from strained relationships. Every member of the family were filled with anxieties, tensions, irresponsibility, impulsiveness, and other bitter feelings. Suruchi acted rude, arrogant, and harsh. Uttanapada, before he committed a mistake by being unfair to his 2 wives and 2 sons. And Dhruva's material ambitions made him obstinate. So But it was only Suniti who acted maturely due to her great unflinching devotion to Lord Vishnu. So, because she was a devotee, she could inspire her son Dhruva to become a devotee. And later, Narada Muni also inspired him and guided him towards Vishnu Bhakti. And later, Uttanapada repented for his mistakes and changed himself and equally treated his 2 wives and 2 sons with care and love. And Suruchi also transformed herself because she saw the good qualities of Suniti, and she also saw Dhruva's material success. So ultimately it was Suniti who transformed everyone. That's the greatness of Vishnu Bhakti. So when God is in the center of one's home, distresses get scared to even knock on the door. So after blessing and welcoming Dhruva Maharaj, everybody started back to the palace. On the way, Dhruva Maharaj experienced so much happiness and luxury. The city gates and surrounding walls were tremendously beautiful, and all auspicious articles like rice, barley, flowers and fruits, all these auspicious articles were scattered throughout the city. It was a place of auspiciousness and it brought joy to everyone. So growing up in this ambience and luxury, Dhruva enjoyed his childhood with his parents and brother. So after several years, Dhruva finally becomes a mature young man. So when King Uttanapada notices this, he gets ready to retire from his kingly responsibilities. He consults with his ministers to confirm if he could take charge of the kingdom. And all his ministers and well-wishers agreed. They knew that Dhruva Maharaj was capable. The reason for this is that King Uttanapada wanted to dedicate the rest of his life to the welfare of his spiritual life. He didn't want to waste any more time on material activities. So, on the coronation day, he enthroned Dhruva Maharaj and showered his blessings and retired to the forest. King Uttanapada was not a normal king. He was a great Rajarshi. Raja means king and Rishi means saint. So saintly kings are saintly internally and they possess the capabilities of a king externally. So the shloka is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 9, Text 52. This shloka explains the meaning of this chapter. Good attracts goodwill. So the good is that like Suniti's nobility and devotion to Lord Vishnu transformed everyone. Everybody got inspired and changed themselves to become noble, like Suniti. So, Abhyarchitastvaya nunam Bhagavan pranatartiha yad anudyayino dhira mrityam jagyu sudarjayam. Translation: Dear Queen, you must have worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who delivers his devotees from the greatest danger. Persons who constantly meditate upon him surpass the course of birth and death. This perfection is very difficult to achieve. So now this is the pearls of wisdom. When the vision of seeing everyone as God's child anoints your eyes, developing soulful relations doesn't take much effort. Even though Queen Suniti was offended by her husband and co-wife Suruchi, she never had bitter relationships because she is a devotee of the Lord. Make sure your responsibility doesn't become an attachment. King Uttanapada was never attached to his kingly responsibilities, and also he was able to retire to the forest so easily without attachment to the palace luxury. Make sure your detachment doesn't become irresponsibility. Even though Uttanapada was detached, he didn't neglect his duty. He was a devotee of the Lord, so he executed what he said. Empower successors at an appropriate time. The king empowered his son Dhruva Maharaj to become the king. Dhruva Maharaj was a Vaishnava and he knew how to deal with the citizens. Don't be too possessive about temporary possessions or positions. Uttanapada didn't hesitate to retire from his luxurious position. He gave it up happily for a purpose. Relinquish positions and possessions at the right time to pursue higher goals. The king renounced his post when he was old, so he can peacefully perform bhakti and attain the Lord. So, for example, communist presidents, they hold on to their post until the fag end of their life. And not only them, other material leaders, they're so much interested in material wealth, fame, and power. But Rajarshis were not greedy like that. Rajarshis knew how to balance responsibility and detachment and empower successors at the right time. And they relinquished their position to pursue the higher goal, which is attaining the Supreme Lord and going back home, back to Godhead. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Gauranga. Any questions, comments, or reflections? Yes, Avanish.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I really like the pearls of wisdom at the end and tied everything together, and how you drew so many points like Dhruva and then Suniti, Suruchi, and Maharaj Uttanapad. Everybody, you gave some thing we can take away from these personalities. So one question I have, a lot of stories in Srimad Bhagavatam are like this, where these personalities are so exalted, maybe some wrongdoing they made, but after that wrongdoing happened, they become so fixed. Like you said, the Rajarshis, they're ready to renounce despite the position. And you mentioned at the end that nowadays we have leaders who they're so much attached to their position. So how do you recommend in this world that we can take these teachings like from this story and implement in our own lives?
So as we can see, King Uttanapada, before he was even though he was not fair with his family, but he knows how to balance responsibility and detachment. That's one good thing we can take from him, is that he's very good at being responsible, but at the same time he's not attached. He was always detached. And many Rajarshis like Priyavrata, Pritha Maharaj, Bharat Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj, they're all very great Rajarshis. So we can learn from them how to, when we do our prescribed duty, we should not get attached, but at the same time we need to maintain our responsibility. So that's what I think.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
That's a great question. Yeah, I'd like to add that in our times, we also have Lord Chaitanya as example. So in that time period, which is not so long ago, it's only 500 years ago, we have examples like, devotees who become, Krishna conscious right away by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. And without the Lord's mercy, we cannot change. So it is still possible in this age because of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is possible to learn from these examples, and it is possible to even live like those examples. Yes.
I was also thinking about having good association. In this case, right, if you look at the family, Suniti was the person who was a devotee, and because she was a devotee, she was able to inspire all others through Dhruva Maharaj. And so devotee association gives constant guidance that can make us detached from unnecessary things. And of course, Suniti's devotion is what saved ultimately everybody.
That's true. Yes. That is the essence, that Vishnu Bhakti or Krishna Bhakti coming through the disciplic succession makes it so much easier. And one devotee in the family can transform everybody. This is a very succinct example of that. Right? Yes. Kamesvari Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Gauranga. Very nicely done presentation. And I really liked how you attempted to answer so nicely. Slides are very good. I appreciate the fact that you did all this effort. You came here to present. You are doing it many times. I remember when you were very young and you came for book distribution as a young, little boy, you were very enthusiastic about distributing Krishna books specifically. And I'm so happy to see you grow and, now you're teaching so nicely. So very, very happy for that. Thank you for this presentation. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Is that Sadhu Seva, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I like the determination of Dhruva Maharaj in this story. So even though one may be poor, or maybe, he didn't get what he wanted in his life as a king's son, still there is no loss. If he surrenders to Krishna, Krishna arranges everything, whatever is needed for you. I take this as a great example for depressed people, or for poor people, or for who doesn't get what he wants in his life. So if one surrenders to Krishna, Krishna will arrange everything so that you will become happy in this life and also can go back to Godhead after the at the end of the life. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu, for sharing your realization. Yes. So I think we can stop here if that's the end of it. Thank you for your association and wonderful questions and your blessings on Gauranga. It means a lot to us. And we look forward to hearing the next part of this book starting next week, which is Dhruva Maharaj grown up, and then what he learns as a grown-up devotee. Thank you. Thank you, Gauranga. It was fantastic. We have announcements, Prabhu? Cooks, or do we have announcements for the Sankirtan team? Maybe Kamesvari Mataji. No?
Okay, I was just coming for taking my stuff, but yeah, we have, this is Ramnavami MSF. We are doing Bhagavatam distribution in honor of Lord Ramachandra's appearance day. That is next Sunday, April 6th. And the goal is to distribute 25 Srimad Bhagavatam at least. And devotees are going in many places. So we have Western team. And please contact anybody here from Western team, Kotukarna Prabhu and team. For the Western team, we have kids team going. Please contact myself, Kamesvari. We are going in 3 different locations in Bay Area. Yeah, please participate to spread the glories of the Lord. It is our chance, as we were discussing this morning, and we look forward to your association. And we also have youth, I think. So the spots for Western team is Ferry Building, Farmers Market. Then we have Palo Alto Multicultural Festival. We have Renegade Festival, Fort Mason at SF, Bata Ugadi Festival in Milpita, Santa Cruz downtown, Indian stores, and Oakland Farmers Market. So this weekend is Ugadi. This is a new year for Indian, many places, many of the states in India. So there will be a lot of festivals happening. So those are good locations for also to distribute Srimad Bhagavatams. So thank you so much for considering. Please participate. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, we thank Her Grace Kamesvari Mataji for starting with the japa session in the morning, start at 6:15 in the morning, and all the way continuing into Srimad Bhagavatam class on the prayers of the heart. Thank you very much, Kamesvari Mataji. Let's all give her a big hand. So next, we will be having Prashad just after the Prashadam prayers. Anyone wants to lead the Prashadam prayers?
Sharira Vidyaja Jodindriya Taheka Jive Fele Vishaya Sagore Dharmadye Jivayati Lobo Moisu Dharmati Take jeta katina samsare Krishna baro doyamoy Kori bare jiva jai Swaprasadana dilo bhai Se anamrita pao Radha Krishna Guna Gao Premedako Shri Chaitanya Nitai Premedako Shri Chaitanya Nitai Mahaprasade Govinde Namo Brahmani Vaishnave Swapa Punyavatam Rajan Vishwasonai Vijayate Prasade Sarva Dukkanam Hanyarasyopa Prasanna Cheta Sohyashu Buddhi Paryavatishtate Tvayopa Bhukta Shakanda Vasolankara Chachita Uchishta Bojino Dasastava Mayam Jayemahi Shushkam Paryushitam Vapi Nitam Vaduradeshata Prapti Matrena Bhoktavyam Natakala Vicharana Nadesha Niyamastatra Nakala Niyamastata Praptamannam Dutam Shishter Bhoktavyam Hari Abravit Shishi Bhagavad